Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Not the result that we wanted. It's yet another draw at Stamford Bridge. But it's one of those matches where, once again, you look at the way that Forest were going to walk into this match. They were going to look at what they did last season. As we said in the GBFC preview, they're going to sit back. They know that they've got players that can hurt us at any given opportunity. They're going to wait for their chances. They might take their chances. And as long as they defend well, they're going to frustrate Chelsea and they might walk away with something. And lo and behold, that's exactly how this game went. It was a tactical battle. It was a chess game. And like when you're looking at a game of chess, you're thinking, well, if you don't really know what's going on, this might be a little bit boring. If you mute the commentary, then it might just put you to sleep. And at times it felt a little bit like that in the first half. It was very much Chelsea comfortable with the ball. We had a lot of possession. Are we going to do anything to break Forest down? Are Forest going to keep this resilience up? And to be fair, as much as I said it in my preview, they're one of the best defensive sides in the Premier League. They've only conceded 5 in 6 games in the build-up to this match. And to be honest, I think the man of the match has got to be their goalkeeper. I think Murillo, what a centre-back this guy is, by the way. I laughed at Chelsea being linked with him for 80 million quid in the transfer window, but blimey, what a centre-half he was. The whole Forest backline were absolutely fantastic, and Chelsea couldn't really find that cutting edge. The first half was very much about Chelsea kind of soaking up the little moments that Nottingham Forest had coming at us, but there wasn't really anything. And then going forward, it was about getting the ball to Noni Madueke, getting the ball to Jadon Sancho, and hoping that they can bypass that block that Nottingham Forest had and do something special. In the case of Sancho, he would get past the right back, for Forest, Ola Aina, and then it was about the positions of people around him, and no one was really there to be able to get a shot away, to be able to do anything to challenge the goalkeeper. For Noni, the first half, the finishing was poor. It was either wide, over the crossbar, not challenging the goalkeeper. Shots, but not shots on target. We spoke about that last season against Nottingham Forest, didn't we? We know what they're going to do. They're going to come, they're going to soak up the pressure, they're going to try and get any kind of break that they can, and then they're going to try and score. And to be fair, by the end of the game, we are absolutely thanking Robert Sanchez. I've literally just turned off the stream, and I haven't even had a flipping sip of water before we roll into the recording here for 6 things that we learned. But the start of the second half is an absolute Chelsea disaster. It's one of those, like, we expected this last season where halftime happens, we come out and we look shell-shocked. We look as though, like, we don't really know what we're supposed to do. And then we get punished by Premier League opposition. Nottingham Forest get themselves a free kick. James Ward-Prowse puts it into the mixer. Forest win the first ball. Malo Gusto isn't close enough. And then the flick on from Chris Wood, which is literally what he was there to do the whole game. Sniff out any half chance that you get and put it to the side, any side that you want, of Robert Sanchez. Nottingham Forest go 1-0 up. The response from Chelsea, I'm looking for the first couple of minutes. I'm being hypercritical on the stream. I'm looking at it thinking, nah, the way that we've played today, like, is there any way that we can up the tempo? The players that you need to, like, turn something on have been the ones that have been struggling. And lo and behold, the man in the first half that had the most shots, the man that had the most chances, turns up, and instead of just like kind of scuffing it over, scuffing it wide, Noni hits it low, not with too much pace on it, but it gets in the right position past the goalkeeper, and Chelsea are level. The way that the game goes from here, it's a weird one. When I'm thinking about the way that the stream was going, I'm like, I swear, like, the actual football that we're playing here, there's nothing being played. There's time wasting here. There's time wasting there. We're waiting for this. We're waiting for that. We've got 6 minutes of Morgan Gibbs-White deciding if he's still got an ankle or not. Wish him the speediest of recoveries. I wish Forest very well. I thought they were very, very good. But, like, the game wasn't really a match. I think we can't even blame the referee for this, because I think the referee was actually trying to let it play as much as humanly possible. But I think what Forest have done today is they've looked at Chelsea's first 6 games of the season. They're the top scorers in the league. We're lethal in the final third. And they're like, you know what we're going to do? Just don't let any of their players have any space to shoot, any space to pass, any space to do anything. And from the moment that Noni scores the goal, it's just pure frustration, isn't it? We're just patiently waiting. We're hoping for a moment of brilliance. We're hoping that we can find a way to break them down. And look, Enzo Maresca will come under questions for this. It will be, should Noni have come off? Probably not, because he scored that goal. Should it have been Neto for Sancho earlier? Should it have been Nkunku for Jackson? Like, Jackson didn't really have too much to say about anything today, to be fair. But look, Chelsea won, Forest won. The way that Forest played, I'm not that disappointed about the result. I'm disappointed because the win would have just kept things going. But in terms of analysing the progress, I think today we've seen progress once again. And I think one player, box number one, that epitomises the change from the way that he was playing last year to the confidence that he's playing with now. I think Levi Colwill today was absolutely exceptional. I don't think that you can blame him for the Nottingham Forest goal. I think Malo Gusto absolutely needs to get closer to his man. And then Chris Wood, that's exactly what he does. He literally feeds off of scraps in the box. But I think Colwill, at the end of the first half, there were those two fantastic blocks that he made. And look, when Chelsea are going to play out from the back, you've got to rely on the players that are playing in those centre-back positions to be the ones to start the attacks. And that's exactly what he did. He was looking once again to break the lines with the passes, to try and find Palmer when he was further up the field, to try and get Enzo and Caicedo. I thought Enzo was slow today, but he was trying to get the players in front of him involved in areas further up the pitch. I thought Levi Colwill was exceptional. And I'm going to give a green as well to Noni Madueke because, look, there's been so many times that Chelsea fans will say, Noni's too selfish, Noni's this, Noni's that. When you look at the chances that he actually has, if you take the time to do that for the first half chances that Noni misses, I think he's right to shoot in all of those moments. I think when you look at where Chelsea players were compared to where Nottingham Forest players were defending, I think he was right to shoot on every given opportunity. So it's one thing to say like, oh, he's selfish. I'm not saying that, but the finishing does need to be better. You've got to actually get the shots on target and challenge the goalie. Hang on, I need some more water. But in the second half, he hits it lower, hits it with like a bit more precision as opposed to just kind of like swiping at it and hoping for the best. And he scores the goal. He gets Chelsea back in the game. And then for about 15 minutes after that, he looked like the most important player. He looked like the player that everyone was trying to get on the ball. He was trying to shoot whenever he could. And I think he understood that Chelsea were finding it difficult to break down Forest slowly. They're super strong at the back. They've got muscle. They've got physical presence. They've got positional awareness. Every single Forest player knew what the role was defensively today. They were absolutely exceptional. And I think Noni got the memo. I think everybody did. But unfortunately, some games, you just need that little bit of quality. And it needs to come not only when teams are being a bit more expansive, a bit more expressive. You need it when teams are literally digging in. Same with Palace. Chelsea had chances to win that game. They're saying that we had chances to win this game. Felix could have won it with the header. Palmer that forced a double save at the end. Unbelievable goalkeeping from both sides. But anyway, moving forward to Enzo. It's a yellow for Enzo Fernandez, man. Like the second half, I genuinely thought like the man was done. I'm like, how is he this exhausted? Like, yeah, okay, you're working hard, but I kind of expect you to be that exhausted if you played on Thursday night. If you literally just flown back from Argentina because you got battered by a load of dirty tackles in Colombia, I'd understand it, mate. But the bloke looked absolutely exhausted at the end. And look, we're playing against 10 men towards the end, and that's not necessarily an Enzo point. I'm not talking about Enzo Fernandez here because he'd already come off the pitch. Enzo, the corners as well. Like, that's a time where Chelsea, we've got a new flipping set-piece coach. Beat the flipping first man from your corner, mate. And look, I'm not just going to say it was all Enzo's fault. It absolutely wasn't. But call a spade a spade. He was bang average at best today. Moving into box number 4. And I'm giving a yellow to Fofana. I'm giving a yellow because he got a yellow. I thought, I'm actually changing this. So I gave him a green. I thought defensively we were good today. But I'm giving Fofana a yellow because that booking late on, it just seems like such a silly booking to get. Cucurella is going to miss the Liverpool game, is now going to miss the Liverpool game. And we've got to make 2 changes against a team that are top of the league at the back. When we're not defending well, maybe it's the 2 changes that we need. Maybe it is Renato Vega and Tosin that we need in that back line. But Fofana today, I thought he was on the front foot. I thought he was doing good. He was looking to get the ball forward again. But That yellow at the end, man, like, we're in control. They've got 10 men. We should be flipping calm and collected. But what I see from the Chelsea players is they're buying up to this time wasting from Forest. They're getting frustrated. No wonder we ended up with 2 silly bookings. I'm also giving a yellow here to Malo Gusto because, look, we conceded 1 goal. They had shots, yes, and Sanchez made good saves, but they didn't have, like, clear-cut opportunities too often. And Gusto needs to do so much better for the goal. And I think today going forward, he kind of just got lost a little bit. He looked out of position at times also. Box number 6 is a green for Robert Sanchez. I'm not going to blame him for the goal. I think he did a really good job with making massive saves towards the end, man. Like, honestly, that is a match-saving point. Not that he won us the game with that, but it's a match-saving point. And he needed to be there and he did it. And I don't think he's really at fault for the goal. I'm not blaming him for the goal. Maybe I need to watch it back again. And being on a live stream is kind of like taking me out of the moment too much. But like, or I'm in the moment and I'm not seeing it for what it was. But I thought towards the end, Sanchez saved us. And we need to be doing better than that against 10 men. We need to create better chances than that in the final third, in the final minutes. There's a lot of time wasting going on. There was a lot of dead minutes in this game. It's a 1-1 draw. We didn't lose. And look, subscribe to GBFC if you're new. The international break's going to be fun. We're going to have a load of content. I'm going to be going back to the UK, but I'm going to still try and upload when I can. Thanks for all the love and support. Cheers if you tuned into the stream. I'll see you guys later.